Well, joining us now on the Megacast is actually one of our broadcast partners that joins us live every single day throughout the work week from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on the program. It's our radio partners at 88.1 The Biff, a service of the Bloomfield Hills School District. Joining us now on the program are their student co-general managers, Amanda Silverstone and Jackson Bragman on the program. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you. Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, glad to have you two on as you got your upcoming annual fundraiser that supports all the programs at the Biff in the Bloomfield Hills School District. Biffstock is coming up on Thursday. So tomorrow, a full day of events happening to raise funds for supporting the community radio station and the student radio station that you're working with right now as you're going through your high school career. So tell us about Biffstock and how this year's event is going to go.
So Biffstock is a 24-hour marathon that we utilize to raise money for the studio. We need to pay for music. We need to pay for music licensing fees. We need to pay for equipment. Equipment breaks down. We need to pay for all sorts of upkeep of the station. Obviously, the Biff is a high school radio station. We're nonprofit. We're non-commercial. So Biffstock is a great opportunity for us to raise money for the station, and that carries over into next year, as well as submitting for different award contests, as well as that costs money. So all the money that we get is greatly appreciated. And obviously, the main way that we do this is through our 24-hour marathon. We have Biff staffers live on air for 24 straight hours, playing music, live in person, talking, DJing, doing talk radio, all of the above. And it's just a great time. This is my fourth year on staff, but last year was my first Biffstock due to COVID. So it was a blast. I know Amanda had a blast as well. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of caffeine, though. We're going to be up from 8 a.m. tomorrow until 8 a.m. Friday. So, yeah. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, very much a long day as an alum of what used to be Andover High School and also a four-year student at the Biff. Very long day for a high school student.
Even longer than 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they used to do even longer. I believe the first one they did was 77 hours way back in the 70s. So it used to be even longer.
I could never do that.
Now, so Amanda, for you as one of the other co-general managers, you and Jackson, both the co-student general managers at the Biff. Organizing Biffstock this year, it's had a bit of an involvement over the years. It used to be, of course, always the 24-hour plus broadcast marathon, but also would have other events like a concert. But you guys are doing something a little bit different this year to really engage the student body. So how are you doing that?
Yeah, so we are really interested in engaging the student body, getting people into the Biff. So we're kind of spreading our awareness by doing two different events are going on throughout the day. So one is ID games, and ID is basically for 9th and 10th graders. It's kind of like a study hall. So we're bringing the 9th and 10th graders down to the main commons, which is where we have our lunch. It's where our auditorium is, our main common stairs, which is very famous to sit on here. And so we're bringing them down here and we're playing a live Jeopardy with them. Each ID class is bringing one student to represent that class, and they're just playing Jeopardy, trying to get the Biff name out there. And then we're also doing something during 8th hour where students can pay $5 and join our live Kahoot, and you can win up to an $100 Amazon gift card, which is pretty cool.
WBFH.FM is their website. You can also find their website linked directly on civiccentertv.com/megacast to find out ways that you can help the radio station. Even if you're not a student at Bloomfield Hills High School at this time, you can still support community radio in the Birmingham, Bloomfield area through 88.1 The Biff. And so, Jackson, Amanda, when you're organizing Biffstock, why ultimately did you choose these different events, these different activities as ways to engage the student body and ultimately raise these funds for the Biff for next year?
Well, we just find that I think, I don't know if you agree with us, that a game like Jeopardy or a game like Kahoot is something that students will want to participate in. I think if we do a radio-related activity, then kids that aren't involved in radio might not be interested in participating. But when it's just a general Kahoot or a general Jeopardy, then we kind of pull them in a little bit, and then they get a feel for what's the Biff staffers are like and the culture at the Biff. And we have a very cool culture here, honestly. It's a shame that we have this beautiful studio here that I've been a part of for 4 years, and this is Amanda's second full year on staff. And all of my senior friends come into the studio all the time, and they say, I never knew that we had this radio station. This is so cool. And so this is obviously an opportunity for us to promote the radio station and promote the great culture that we have at the Biff to the underclassmen, so we can ensure that the future of the Biff is bright moving forward. But yeah, I don't know if you agree, Amanda.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that Kahoot and Jeopardy are kind of well-known things when you're a student, especially Kahoot, because teachers use that all the time. So I feel like since we are using Kahoot and obviously doing Jeopardy, it's a great way to engage students. And I 100% agree with Jackson to the extent that a lot of students don't even know that this studio exists. And so Biffstock is kind of like our one time when we can really push that we're here. And I think we're doing a fairly good job of that this year. So I'm super proud of us.
And a couple more minutes before I'll have to let the both of you go. I know you got to get yourselves back to class. You're in the middle of your school day. But for those that may not be in the radio program or even know that the Biff existed or this radio program existed in the Bloomfield Hills School District, they may question, what does a radio station really do to help our kids in this learning environment and when they're going through high school? So for each of you, what has that program meant to the two of you in your time, Amanda, in your 2 years, and Jackson in your 4 years on the radio staff?
So this is really funny because when Jackson and I both applied to be student general managers, typically there's only one student general manager,
Yeah.
but Jackson and I, when we did this interview, we had very similar answers as far as when we answered this exact question, and that was that the Biff really feels like home. If I don't want to go home after a day of school, like I can just chill out here, hang out with Ron, who is a really big part of the Biff here, and I can just relax and know that like this is a safe space to go to. Also, I mentioned this on my show literally on Monday, but honestly it's kind of a form of therapy where you kind of just like sit by yourself in a room and you kind of talk to yourself, but knowing that other people are on the end listening and that like you matter is something that I think is something to really cherish and something that's really important when you're a broadcaster.
You can listen. Oh, please go ahead, Jackson.
No, please, Tyler. Yeah, I'm sorry.
We'll get Jackson in just a moment. You can listen to both Amanda and Jackson on 88.1 The Biff throughout the week. Both of them have their shows at 3 o'clock. Amanda and The Dining Room is on at Monday at 3 o'clock. And then Jackson, along with 3 other students, the Breakdown Boys, on Fridays at 3 o'clock on 88.1 The Biff. Jackson, please continue.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you can obviously listen to us, which is insane. On our last show, my co-host Gabe said we only have like 5 or 6 shows left. Yeah. And I'm like, that really hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh, because the Biff has been so instrumental in my development, and it's made me find that, I know this might sound cheesy, it might sound over the top, but it has really made me find my calling in life. I know that I want to do broadcasting, and this is what I'm truly very passionate about. It's what I'm going to pursue in college and beyond. And I remember being in middle school, driving around with my dad, listening to sports talk radio in the car, and I was like, this would be like really cool. I feel like I would love to do something like this. And then I found out that the Biff existed, and they did a spotlight show in 8th grade, and I loved it. And ever since, I've been doing countless shows on the Biff, and I haven't looked back. And just the opportunity for me to come here and get reps in a wonderful facility and get my, as Malcolm Gladwell says, my 10,000 hours in and get my practice in, it is just a wonderful opportunity. And even if you're not someone like me that is interested in going into broadcasting or pursuing something like that, for your communication skills, for your collaborative skills, for your public speaking skills, it has just done wonders for me and so many of my classmates. So it has been easily the best part of my high school experience. So I've absolutely loved it.
And since October 1, 1976, broadcasting students in Bloomfield Hills and surrounding areas have come through 88.1 The Biff and gone on to amazing careers, both in broadcasting and outside of broadcasting. You can support students today doing the same thing at WBFH.FM. And of course, encourage your students in the Bloomfield Hills School District at Bloomfield Hills High School to participate in these events. Biffstock Kahoot on Thursday, April 20th, during 8th hour, as well as other events. More information, again, WBFH.FM. Amanda, Jackson, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us, Tyler.